With the much-anticipated early access of MLB the Show 25 now upon us, it's time to dive into one of the most popular features of this YouTube channel, the top 10 most fun rebuilds in MLB the Show 25. Every year, the game offers an exciting challenge when it comes to rebuilding teams, and with this year's installment, there are numerous possibilities to explore. Whether you're tasked with resurrecting a once-proud franchise that has fallen into disarray, retooling a team around an aging superstar, or constructing a juggernaut through savvy drafts and shrewd trades, MLB The Show 25 provides a plethora of options. Each rebuild is unique, and you'll encounter everything from bottom-dwelling squads looking to return to relevance to powerhouses that are teetering on the edge of their window closing. By the end of this video, I hope you'll have a clearer vision of which team might capture your attention for this season's franchise mode. So let's get started. It is important to note that this list is based on a custom roster that I've created, not launch rosters. I've added 3 notable free agents, fixed some prospect potentials, ensuring that all top 100 prospects have at least a B potential, and made some adjustments to rosters that MLB The Show has left incomplete. For example, players like Ronald Acuna, who have been placed in the minors due to injury, I have placed in the majors healthy. This custom roster is available for download in the Game Vault under the name Franchise V 1.0. So if you're intrigued by what you see here, be sure to grab it and enjoy a more accurate and fun experience in MLB The Show 25 franchise. Now, let's get to the list. Number 10, the Chicago White Sox. We'll kick things off with one of the most barren rosters in the game. The Chicago White Sox are in a rebuild of epic proportions, with a squad that lacks depth in virtually every aspect. The once promising Luis Robert is now a mere shadow of the player he once was, and the team is filled with young players who are clearly not ready for the big leagues yet. It's a situation similar to what we saw with the Oakland Athletics in previous seasons. This roster is so underdeveloped that many players who should still be toiling away in AA or AAA are starting in the majors. For the White Sox, the road back to relevancy will be long and arduous. However, there is a glimmer of hope. The American League Central is far from a powerhouse division, which could give Chicago a window to rebuild and compete sooner rather than later. With a relatively modest budget of $106 million, the White Sox are at least not locked into any major contracts, making them a flexible team to work with. Number 9, the Cincinnati Reds. Cincinnati Reds are another intriguing rebuild. While Elly De La Cruz is undoubtedly an exciting cornerstone for the future, the team as a whole remains in a state of disarray. The Reds are far from being competitive, but they do have some intriguing pieces to build around. Hunter Green and Rhett Lauder are promising young arms who can anchor a rotation, but the offense around De La Cruz will need a lot of work. Tyler Stevenson provides a reliable option behind the plate, and Matt McLain is a solid second baseman, but the infield in general needs an overhaul. With 5 top 100 prospects in the system, including the exciting Rhett Lauder, the Reds have a solid foundation on which to build. However, the franchise hasn't tasted postseason glory since their 1990 World Series win, and their path to salvation will require a lot of work. The potential is there, but can you guide the Reds back to contention and add another championship banner to Great American Ballpark? Number 8, the St. Louis Cardinals. Now, the Cardinals find themselves at one of their lowest points in recent memory. Once a perennial contender, this team is now aging and in need of a rebuild. Sonny Gray at age 35 remains the ace of a starting rotation that is otherwise lacking in quality. The bullpen, historically a strength for the Cardinals, is now a shadow of its former self, with Ryan Helsley being the only reliable arm. On the offensive side, Nolan Gorman has yet to take the next step, and the decline of Nolan Arenado, once one of the league's premier third basemen, is evident. With Mason Wynn as the cornerstone of the rebuild, the future isn't as bleak as it seems. The team also has 2 other top 100 prospects in Quinn Matthews and Tink Hence, who could potentially help stabilize the rotation. But the challenge here is clear. Can you breathe life back into this storied franchise and lead it to glory with Wynn and company? Number 7, the Houston Astros. Let's be clear, the Astros may not elicit much sympathy from fans due to their recent success, but their future is more uncertain than many realize. With a roster that has seen better days, the team is staring down the barrel of a transition period. Framber Valdez, once the ace of the staff, is now 31 years old and headed toward free agency. While players like Yordan Alvarez, Jeremy Pena, and Isaac Paredes are still performing at a high level, the Astros core is beginning to show signs of age and deterioration. With the farm system ranked 29th in the league and just one top 100 prospect in Cam Smith, the Astros face a steep climb. Their payroll's still hefty, and a roster overhaul could be on the horizon. Rebuilding the Astros may be a tough sell to some, but with a playoff-caliber roster on paper and a chance to inject youth into the team, this could be a fascinating project for those willing to take on the challenge. Number 6. I have a tie between the Oakland Athletics and the Tampa Bay Rays. Both the Athletics and the Rays present similarly daunting challenges, making them ideal candidates for a tie in this list. These two teams share more than just financial constraints and mid-tier budgets. They both need to build with limited resources and flexibility. The A's, playing in Sacramento while awaiting a potential move to Vegas, have very little in terms of high-value assets. The Rays, while performing better in terms of results, face uncertainty surrounding their future in Tropicana Field. On the positive side, the Rays have a significantly better farm system with 5 top 100 prospects, including number 9 Carson Williams. The Athletics, on the other hand, have only 2 top 100 prospects, but possess roster flexibility and a chance to be creative with a franchise, whether it's relocating, rebranding, or focusing on future drafts. These teams give you ample opportunities to shape your franchise in your own way. Number 5, the San Francisco Giants. Now, the Giants are a team stuck in mediocrity. While they have a solid foundation in the 25-year-old all-star outfielder Elio Ramos, the rest of their lineup is aging and filled with holes. Their pitching staff is no longer the powerhouse of the old days, and their farm system is one of the weakest in baseball, ranked near the bottom with only Bryce Eldridge, a first baseman, as their lone top 100 prospect. The Giants' major saving grace is their budget, which at $224 million is among the highest in the game. However, they are constantly competing with juggernauts like the Padres and Dodgers in the division, making any sustained success a challenge. If you're looking for a rebuild with the ability to spend big and reshape the team through free agency, this could be an exciting project. Number 4, I have another tie: the Los Angeles Angels and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, the Los Angeles Angels and Pittsburgh Pirates are two teams with very different approaches to their rebuilds, yet both are linked by a single common factor: the need to build around a superstar. For the Angels, that star is the legendary Mike Trout, who is now 33 years old and nearing the twilight of his career. With Trout on the decline, the goal here is to capitalize on his remaining years and build a championship roster around him. The Pirates, on the other hand, are in the early stages of their rebuild with 22-year-old pitching prodigy Paul Skeens, poised to be their future ace. While the Pirates' farm system is much stronger with 4 top 100 prospects, the Angels have a substantial budget of $230 million to work with, compared to the Pirates' modest $137 million. Whether you're focused on maximizing Trout's legacy or building the Pirates into a contender around Skeens, both teams present unique challenges that revolve around their central star. Number 3 is the Washington Nationals. Now, the Nationals offer an exciting rebuild opportunity. While their roster is full of young players who are far from being finished products, their farm system ranks 13th in the league, and there are plenty of pieces to work with. The Nationals have an exciting top prospect in Dylan Cruz, and with pitchers like Sakura and Susana emerging, the future is bright. However, their budget is relatively low, at just $102 million, which means that much of the rebuilding will have to be done through smart drafting and player development. Watching these young players grow into stars and guiding them towards championship contention will be an incredibly rewarding experience for any player willing to invest time in nurturing the future in the minors. Number 2, the Colorado Rockies. Now, the Rockies are in one of the most difficult positions in MLB the Show 25, primarily due to their disastrous pitching staff and underperforming lineup. The Rockies' pitching rotation's arguably the worst in the league, and their lineup is filled with former prospects like Michael Toglia and Zach Veen who have failed to live up to their expectations. The saving grace here is the young core of Ezekiel Tovar and Brenton Doyle, as well as the potential for Chase Dollander to make an impact sooner than even expected, and probably forced to do so. The Rockies' 18th ranked farm system has some promise, but the real fun lies in the challenge of turning this franchise around and giving the Rockies their first ever World Series victory. I interrupt this video to say that if you've ever been a ball player, nothing says baseball like sunflower seeds. Now is the time to stock up on some amazing bold flavored sunflower seeds from Smackin', the new viral company with out of this world flavors. With great flavors like dill pickle, maple brown sugar, backyard barbecue, cheddar jalapeno, and of course, my personal favorite, garlic parmesan, and more. You are sure to be covered whether you're gaming or hitting the actual field. Try some Smackin' sunflower seeds today and use my code FGTTV to get 10% off your order. Number 1. The Miami Marlins. Finally, at the top of the list, it is the Marlins, a team that has long been known for its cheapness and penchant for trading away players before they hit free agency. However, the Marlins have a few key building blocks in place, including 21-year-old ace Yuri Perez, who could be the cornerstone of a championship-caliber team. With 3 top 100 prospects in their farm system and the 16th ranked prospect pipeline, the Marlins have the potential to develop into a feared organization. However, they have the lowest budget in the game at $75 million. Everything must be built through smart drafting and player development. Can you change the Marlins' reputation, develop their prospects, and finally deliver a long-awaited championship? I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the top rebuilds of MLB the Show 25. With each team offering unique challenges, the possibilities for your franchise story are endless. Whether you're focused on youth development, free agent acquisitions, or getting creative with your team's future, there's plenty of fun to be had in this year's franchise mode. Let me know which rebuild you are most excited about, and as always, thank you for watching.